A $200 raise replacing the COLA for Social Security. What do you think of this? Do you like that idea? Do you think it would financially make sense for you or other beneficiaries? Well, I have all the details and all the numbers and the math for you right here in the video. Let's get into it and discuss what's going on. You know as well as I do, there's a lot of financial issues with Social Security. Even though it looks really good right now, it's still sending out benefit checks for beneficiaries. 70 plus million people getting checks every single month. No problem there. Another 11,000 people becoming eligible for benefits every single day. But we also know that there's a lot of beneficiaries out there right now that need significantly higher benefit checks. In fact, as of right now, as we speak, the average retiree gets a little bit less than $2,000 a month. The average SSDI beneficiary gets a little over $1,500 a month, and the list goes on and on. Regardless of how you cut it, most beneficiaries are really struggling right now to make ends meet based on the little benefit check that they're getting and the rapidly rising prices that we've seen over the last several years, all the inflation, elevated prices, and again, the list goes on and on. But we also know that there is legislation out there right now, mostly because of Bernie Sanders, again, the Social Security Expansion Act and the $200 per month raise to monthly benefits. Now, we also know that there's other discussions out there about potentially eliminating the COLA or changing the COLA in a massive way. But my big question for you is this much. What if they were to come in and completely eliminate, remove the COLA, no more COLAs every single year, but yet they were to replace it with a $200 per month raise, and that was the exchange? Do you think that this would financially make sense for you and other beneficiaries? Well, you might be thinking, you might be licking your chops thinking, oh, this sounds good. I'd gladly take a $200 per month raise over an actual COLA forever going forward. Well, if that's the case that you're sitting in right now, you would probably be financially significantly ahead if they were to actually do the $200 raise over the COLA and basically never give us another COLA for the rest of our lives. If that were the case, now going forward, we'd probably be financially ahead. Now, here's what's interesting about this. Let me just step back for a second here, and then I want to discuss some numbers for you in just a minute here. But if we were to look back over the last few years here, okay, so a couple years ago, we got 5.9% as a raise, then we got 8.7%, and then 3.2%, and then, of course, 2.5%. So you can see the trend here. We're definitely trending lower, and we're likely going to continue to trend lower, which, by the way, the overall long-term trend on the COLA is about 2.6%. That's what it is on average per year over the long term. It's not that much, right? So anyway, but here's what's interesting. If we would have exchanged, call it, say, the COLA for a $200 per month raise a couple years ago, we would actually probably be behind right now. Let's just say that we made this trade, say, back in 2020, before any of this high inflation came in and before any of the high COLAs came in. If we were to make that trade back then, we may have gotten stiffed a little bit because the COLAs actually came in and raised average benefit checks. Not everybody, I totally recognize, not everybody that much, but the average beneficiary actually got quite a bit more than $200 a month just because of the COLAs, because of the very high COLAs that we received over the last few years. The 5.9%, the 8.7%, the 3.2%, all of these, and the 2.5%, all of these adding up to about 20%. So that, for most people, is actually significantly more. Put it this way, for a $1,000 per month beneficiary, they basically got the $200 per month raise just in the COLAs over the last couple of years. But again, prices also basically outpace the COLA, so therefore we're still far behind, right? But anyway, let me put this into perspective really quickly. And again, I would love to hear from you down below in the comment section if you are interested in sharing. I'd love to hear your take on this. Would you take, if they give you the option, hey, we'll cut your COLA, we'll never give you another COLA for the rest of your life, but in exchange for that, we'll give you a $200 per month raise. Would you take that trade? I'm going to be fair with you. I would take that trade. I would take that trade right now, for sure. I would 100% take that now, because the money in your pocket today is going to be much more beneficial now than what it would be by getting little teeny tiny raises apparently adjusted for inflation just over the coming years, okay? Anyway, that's just my opinion on it, but let me share with you really quickly, okay? So let's just say this much. How much would you need as a COLA to make up a $200 raise right now, okay? Let's just look at it this way. Again, as you heard me say at the beginning of the video, the average Social Security retirement beneficiary is getting a little bit under $2,000 right now per month. Again, I know there's a lot of people out there getting well less than $2,000, but the average retiree would need to get a 10% COLA just to get a $200 raise to their monthly benefit. Okay, so that's what it'd have to be just for the average retiree. Now, obviously, the higher the benefit goes, people that are getting $4,000, they would need significantly less. They would only need a 5% raise. A $4,000 monthly benefit would need a 5% raise, and then they would get $200. A $3,000 monthly benefit would need 7.5% in the form of a COLA raise to get $200 more per month, okay? However, now let's look at the other way, okay? If you look at a $1,000 monthly benefit, okay, in order to get a $200 monthly raise to benefits, you would need a 20% raise in the form of COLAs. Do you think a 20% COLA raise is coming anytime soon, or over the course of, multiple years back to back to back, right? So 5% here, 3% there, 7% there, something like that. That's going to take many years. And again, that's also coupled with inflation, right? So that's a massive problem. So these beneficiaries would need a 20% raise in the form of COLAs just to match a $200 raise. So for lower income beneficiaries, it would make sense all day long to take a $200 raise versus the COLA for the rest of your life, right? So basically put it this way, if it's any beneficiary less than the average benefit of, say, $2,000 a month right now as the average retiree, it would make sense 100% of the time to take the $200 per month raise in exchange for a COLA forever. Does that kind of make sense, right? So anyway, that's just what I want to share with you really quickly as far as what this comes down to. And again, this is kind of some of the discussion that's out there is, hey, should we just implement a $200 per month raise and basically cut away the COLA? Now, that's a major discussion that's out there, and you've heard me talk about it before in the other videos, which is they have talked about this whole idea of cutting the COLA. There's this idea and there's this misconception out there that, oh, we don't need to do the COLA. Beneficiaries don't rely on it. Well, here's the thing. The COLA is really nice, but the problem with the COLA is it never really keeps up. It never paces real inflation. It never paces price increases on goods and services. Therefore, unfortunately, the average beneficiary continues to fall behind more and more and more every single year. But at the same time, the COLA usually just accounts for the Medicare Part B premium increase. The COLA goes up and brings benefits up by $10 or $15, and then the Medicare Part B premium comes in and increases by $8 or $10 or whatever, and eats up the vast majority of the COLA for the beneficiary. So if anything, we could almost look at the COLA as just like an insurance policy or protection against the Medicare Part B premium. That's kind of what protects the beneficiary right there. And then we're kind of on our own to cover all the other costs from food increases and shelter increases and utility and gas and clothing and everything else we buy. We're kind of all on that. We're on our own for all of that, except for, the COLA is supposed to cover all that, but it definitely does not even close to that. But anyway, I kind of wanted to hear your opinion on this. Would you take that trade? Would you take a $200 per month raise if they were to offer it to us and just basically say, here, we'll give you $200 per month now, but yeah, we're going to take your COLA away forever? Would you do that? And again, like I said, with the numbers that you saw that I pointed out here, it would make sense for anybody basically getting less than the average benefit right now. It would make sense 100% to take the $200 if they were to give this as an option versus the COLA forever. But the higher income beneficiaries, say, $2,500, $3,000, $3,500, $4,000, or even a $5,000 per month beneficiary in 2025, it wouldn't really make sense for those people because it wouldn't be all that many years. I mean, here's the thing. You heard me say it would take a $4,000 monthly benefit. It would basically take them, what would that be? 5%. It would take them a 5% COLA. So it's basically going to take them 2 years of a 2.6% average COLA to basically surpass a $200 per month raise to benefits. See, so it wouldn't make sense for higher income people, but for lower income beneficiaries, all the time, every day, it would make sense to take that. So anyway, I just want to hear your feedback on this. Again, there's so many different proposals and ideas and different concepts that are out there to raise Social Security, to reform the program, to cut benefits, to raise the full retirement age, to raise taxes, to push out the age in which you can file for benefits. There's a list goes on and on. I mean, there's so many proposals out there. It's nuts. You've heard me talk about all these out there. And here's the situation. We don't know which one of these they're going to take. We don't know. They're all in their little magical hat right now. We don't know which one is going to be pulled out of the hat and then have them implemented. But at some point, we do know for a fact they will reform Social Security. What is that reform going to look like? The problem is, like I just said, we don't know. That is the major problem that we're dealing with right now, is we have no idea what lawmakers have up their sleeve. That's the scary part about it, in my opinion. The scary part about it is that it's going to change. The program must change. It will change. Otherwise, we're going to see some massive changes to our benefits, as in cuts to our benefits. And if they do nothing, we get cuts. If they do something, we're scared because we don't know what they're going to do, right? So again, I just want to look at all the details here. I want to look at all the different aspects, any potential ideas that they may have, and what they could potentially do for the low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries that are relying on these benefits and that rely on these checks for the bulk of their income or all of their income every single month. So anyway, I could sit here and go on and on about this for hours. There's so many different things out there that are going on and all these different ideas and proposals. Anyway, just want to hear from you on this one really quickly. I thought that might not be such a bad idea at the end of the day to actually do something like this, as it would help out lower income beneficiaries and raise benefit checks in a massive way. So anyway, I hope this helps you. Again, I just want to do what I can to possibly keep you updated with everything going on right now. Again, please make sure to like the video down below, thumbs up button, subscribe down below as well with the big subscribe button. Totally free to do so. Always has been and always will be. Otherwise, share the video. If you'd like to, share button right down below with anybody that you may find that may find this video to be valuable. Otherwise, check out the other videos here on the channel, the well over 5,000 videos in the video library. The videos that I've hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section, and right now showing up on your screen as well. You'll see some videos there. Thanks again. Really appreciate you. Have a nice day, and I'll catch you again later.